Mm. We are live. We are live. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we are live. And I have a question for you this morning, Huddle community, and those of you who are joining us for the first time on the Huddle. Are you a content creator, live streamer who's looking to level up your live streaming engagement in 2024? Well, if the question is yes, answer is yes to that question, I want to share some step-by-step guides on how StreamYard can help you level up your live stream show and engagement in 2024. And we're starting right now. Praise the Lord, everyone. Welcome to the Huddle, where we share tips and tools on making live streaming easy for you as a beginner. And if you're new here this morning, let me know in the chat where you're watching me from. Give me a hashtag Team Live. And if you're watching the replay of this live stream episode, give me a hashtag Team Replay in the comments section. As we said in our opening this morning, we're going to be sharing some step-by-step guide tips on how StreamYard can help you to level up your live stream show and engagement in 2024 if you're looking to take your live stream to the next level. And so, hey, we're excited this morning. Hey, do me a favor, grab a pen, grab a pad. It's time to go to work and time to go to school. So let's get into the classroom on this topic. But before we do, let's just jump over to the comments section and say good morning to Podcasting with Ash. This morning, my man says he's ready and he's waiting, ready for the bell to go off to run into the classroom. I hear you. And then we got my dear sister, Homemaking with Denise. I like the new branding look and name for the channel. She says, "Hey, Walter, Ash, I'm beginning to think about how I can turn my bi-weekly shows into a podcast." Okay, definitely. We're going to get into that and more. And then we have our live stream moderator, Miss Florence Donald, in the chat. Oh, yeah, we're excited. The class is filling up this morning. So without further ado, let's get into the content and let's take an opportunity and share on how StreamYard can help you. Where do I want? There we go. Perfect. How StreamYard can help you level up your live stream show. And so let me put this disclaimer out here. Got to put the disclaimer. This show is not sponsored by StreamYard, but this is just my personal testimony on my use of StreamYard now for over at least the last 2 years and how it's helped me to level up my live stream show. So this is my personal testimonial on StreamYard. And so those are the powers of be of StreamYard who are allowing me to be able to do my live stream through your platform. You want to grab a pen and a pad and, take note of this testimonial that you can share with others. So without further ado, before we get directly into StreamYard, I think we need to touch on the plans. Now, I know a lot of you, most of you who are in the chat are in probably StreamYard users. And so this is not new to you. But those of you who are just joining me in the chat, who are live for the first time or just a returning viewer who are not using StreamYard, this is some basic information you need to know about their plans. The first thing we need to kind of understand, they have 3 plans. They got a free plan, they got a basic plan, and they have a professional plan. Now, if you look at the breakdown of it, the free plan gives you all their core studio features. With their free plan, you basically have to use their StreamYard logo, their branding. So with their branding on a free plan, you have very little control over the branding itself. Okay, but so you have to kind of use their branding. You have streaming limitations. And so what does that mean? Well, you can be able to have the ability to add destinations to stream to and be able to do multi-streaming. However, on the free plan, that ability is limited because of the free version of it. And that's their way of encouraging you to be able to say, hey, look, maybe I need to upgrade. So there's streaming limits. And then they also have the ability under the free plan to be able to have up to 6 participants on screen. So who is the free plan for? Let's talk a little sales here for a second. I see people joining us in the chat. Let me know where you're watching me from. Give me a hashtag Team Live. Those of you who are StreamYard users, and we have those who are new to StreamYard. If you see some questions popping in, put a Q in front of the question. Ash, I know you're a StreamYard user. Denise, you're a StreamYard user. Pop that question in the answer in the chat for our viewers. So who is this for? Well, I believe the free plan can be an attractive offer to Zoom users, people who use Zoom or people who use Google Meets, who live stream to like a YouTube or a Facebook. Okay, so it becomes attractive because with Zoom, for example, let's stick with Zoom. Zoom has their branding name in the bottom right of the screen for the viewer to see. So they let the viewer know who's watching that live stream broadcast that the person using their services is being provided by Zoom. And so if a person that's not really an issue for the person, then they probably won't mind Puddles the duck, which is their logo, in the top right corner. So you don't have it at the bottom, but you have it at the top right corner. So if you're a person who has a budget that you have to kind of stick to, and that budget is in terms of streaming software, which is StreamYard is a web-based cloud software, which is to understand. So it's not something you have to install. Then this is going to meet your budget. However, if you want to have more flexibility and control over the comment sections and being able to be able to pull people up who are joining us this morning, like our dear sister Oriana Monet, who's joining us this morning, you want to pull them up. Well, this next plan is going to give you the ability. I'm going to leave her highlighted for a minute to do that. And so that's the basic plan. And the basic plan gives you all the abilities of all their free features. It gives you, let me scroll this up to make sure you guys can see this. Let's go up a little higher. Gives you all their free features. There's no streaming logo with Puddles on it. So it gives you the ability to be able to now put your own logo onto the stream. And so as you see in mine, I have the W, which represents my name, Walter. A couple of the things to understand is what we talked about, the free plan had limitations. There's no limitations in terms of multi-streaming. However, you can add as many destinations that you want. But under this basic plan, you can only live stream up to three destinations. So that 3 destinations should be where your audience is. A person says, well, I can multi-stream anywhere. I can multi-stream to the platform formerly known as Twitter, which is called X. Gonna give them to you. Sorry, I just got to do that. It's my little meme. Or if you want to do LinkedIn or Facebook, then now, because you chose 3 platforms, now you've eliminated YouTube. So you have your limitations on the 3. But for most individuals who are just starting out and who are beginners, this does not necessarily become a game changer or an issue. So 3 destinations for the most part is pretty good. You can have up to 10 on-screen participants. You have pre-recording abilities with it. And you have, live streaming, recording, and things like that. And so that's just an overview of the basic plan. Now, the next one is the professional. The professional, and as you can see how the prices go from 0 to 25 to rounded up from 49 to $50. All basic features. You have the ability of full HD 1080. So if that is important to you, that becomes an attractive feature for you. You have multi-streaming up to 8 destinations. You have the extra camera. So if you want to do extra camera shots and angles, this becomes attractive to you. Then you also have 12 stage back participants, pre-recording, and on-air webinar, which is their StreamYard's feature of doing webinars themselves. And so these are the plans. So if you're a person who is looking to move away from Zoom, if you are a person who's looking to move away from trying to live stream through individual platforms, StreamYard is going to help you to level up your live stream show. And so I want to start, first of all, with the platforms. Now, as you can see, based on my usage of the plan that I have, you say, Walter, which plan do you have? I have the basic plan, for which I paid $25 a month. But as you can see of my usage, when I look to click on the link about possibly upgrading my plan, they're immediately recommending me to the professional plan. So if you're a person who has StreamYard and you have Puddles the Duck in the top right corner of where the viewer sees the video, then they're going to recommend the basic or the pro to you. Okay, so I want to first start of all with that there. The next step we want to go, and then we're going to jump over to some comments, because we're only going to take this step by step, is now being able to create a broadcast, being able to create your broadcast for your live stream. And so if you are, used to creating a broadcast in an individual social media platform, like a YouTube, like a Facebook, like an Instagram, you're going into the individual platform to create your stream. Whereas StreamYard, same concept, but here's what happens when you click on broadcast. Gives me two options. I can do a live stream recording, or I can do a pre-recording, and then you see the on-air webinar platform feature there as well. So if I want to do a pre-recording, why would I want to do a pre-recording? Why would I want to do a pre-recording? Those of you who are in the chat who have maybe done a pre-recording like an Ash, podcasting with Ash, throw your comment in terms of, your thoughts about pre-recording and live streaming. Because we're going to make this interactive this morning. We're making this interactive for our live viewers who are just joining us this morning. We're talking about how StreamYard can help you to level up your live stream in 2024. And for those watching the replay. So why would you want to use the pre-recording? You would use the pre-recording for two reasons. Maybe you're bringing on a guest, and the guest can't meet the regular time schedule that you normally go live, but you really want to have this guest on. And so the guest agrees to do a pre-recorded live stream that you can then record and then show on your live stream when you go live, and you can let your audience know, here's what today's episode is about. Here's the guest that we're going to have on. We're going to share this pre-recording of this guest who unfortunately couldn't join us live, but because this person, he or she, had so much great value and content to share with us, here is the pre-recording. So that's one example of a pre-recording. A second example of a pre-recording is whereas you may have a time conflict as a host, and you are not able to go live on your scheduled time of whether if it's on a Wednesday night at 7 p.m., whether if it's a Tuesday night at 9:30, wherever your time slot is. You can't meet that time commitment because you have another conflict, whether from a family, from a work obligation, or personal obligation. You can't make it, but you don't want to miss having that live stream post on that date. You want to be consistent as a live streamer. You want to be consistent as a content creator. Well, the pre-recording is going to give you the ability to do that, to pre-record and then post it on your regular scheduled time. So that's the option. Now, here are my thoughts and my views on pre-recording. My thoughts on pre-recording is that when you pre-record, you don't have the ability to have the live stream chat engagement. You as the host themselves, the people can participate in the chat in the comment section, but I like the live stream engagement where I can come over here and go to the chat section and pull people up like Denise. I can pull individuals up like Ash. already I've always did pre-recorded shows. So he's giving his thoughts on the pre-record. He's always did pre-record. He doesn't do live shows. He doesn't, do a live engagement. And that's his choice as a live streamer. That helps him to level up his live stream podcast show and other channels that he has. But I like the engagement of it. So I want to engage. And for that reason, I don't, for the most part, do pre-recorded. Now, when I have guests that are in another time zone, I do my very best to try to accommodate them. Like next week's guests that we'll get into towards the end of the show. They may be in Australia, they may be in New Zealand, they may be in China, they may be in Timbuktu, in the bush of. No, I'm not gonna say that. But you get my point. And so I want the live stream engagement. That's important to me. And that's the reason why I don't. But the pre-records is there. And so I choose live stream. And then I choose my destination. But look, you can see here I have other destinations I can go through. I can do LinkedIn. I can do Facebook. And if I now with the new thing with Instagram Live, I can add Instagram Live. Now, should you as a beginner starting out be doing multi-streaming? Some people believe you should because you need the exposure. No one knows who you are. You're in obscurity. No one knows what can find you. That's one point. However, if you don't have an established audience in these different places, then because multi-streaming is a skill you have to develop, that may be a feature you may want to postpone and using until you can get used to using StreamYard and using and streaming to one platform. Learning to be able to engage is important with your viewers and to be able to respond to comments, being able to respond to questions, being able to navigate the different scenes. I've been multi-streaming now, live streaming now for over 2 years, and I'm still learning to do this. This is still new for me. Being able to learn new features that StreamYard has. So multi-streaming may not be the necessary thing that you want to do, but it's there. And then you just create your title. You want to make sure you have a compelling title for viewers to be able to see on why they need to click on your live stream. When you go live, you want to put in your description. You want to make sure that it's searchable. You want to put all your keywords from the research that you did, and then you want to put in your key points. You want to put any necessary or important relevant links, and then you scroll down and you schedule them. And then if you're going to schedule it for another date, you can schedule it for another date or go live at that time, upload your thumbnail, and you're scheduled to stream. Now, I already have this done. So what I'm going to do is let's go to next week's. Okay. So I already have this done. So now you see how it's completed. This is for next week's live stream show. And it's going to be on how to use OBS Studios for beginners, a tutorial on OBS Studios. Now, I use StreamYard, but I understand a lot of individuals who come into the Huddle community and who watch the broadcast. There may be some individuals who have a desire to learn about OBS Studios because I've heard about individuals kind of using OBS Studios and StreamYard together. So I want to provide that as a how-to tutorial on this channel. And so I'm bringing on some individuals, which we'll get into on towards the end of the show, who's going to talk about it. So I got my title. Here's my descriptions. You're kind of seeing some behind the scenes here. And then you see the thumbnail that's already been uploaded. And then I basically didn't save my changes. So this is done. So there you have. I'm going to stop the screen sharing for a second. You have, if I can get over here, over there, boom, and there I go. There you have, your information on your plans, your information on how to schedule your live stream, and get ready for your show of your dated time. Or if you want to do, like Ash said, doing pre-records so you can go live, so that's important. Let me jump down here, grab a comment here. It says, remember, everyone dropping a like on the video. Definitely. Thank you. Appreciate that much kindly. Make sure you put a C in front of your comment, Q in front of the question. That makes sure I can pull you up. All right, so let me go back over here to my run a show. I'm doing my run a show a little different today. Most of the time it's a slide presentation, but using my Google Doc. So we've covered StreamYard plans. We've covered create a broadcast. We covered pre-records. We talked about add destinations. We talked about scheduling your live. Let's now go into the studio. Give me 1 second here. Let's go back over here. Pull this up. I can get this to go back up. Perfect. So now I want to go to, you're seeing all this in real time. Most of the time I already have this all scheduled. And so now we're going to go behind the studio. So you're seeing inside my studio. Let's do this. Showing you a lot of behind the scenes on StreamYard today on my platform. Okay, so I have my list here. So what I want to show you on this next point, with StreamYard, if you're a person that's using, you can see as an individual person being live, it's just showing me by myself. But I can also have guests that we can be vertical or we can be in a horizontal. We can also have multiple guests, up to 3 or more. I can also do slide presentations, which or screen sharing, which I'll get into later. So there you see my scene selections. Now these are already set with StreamYard. So things like an Ecamm, software programs like Ecamm or OBS, which gives you the ability to kind of create your own scenes. These are kind of some set pre-scenes. Now, StreamYard does have the ability to create scenes. That's more of an advanced feature that we're not going to touch on today, but we can touch on another StreamYard session. I'm going to probably do one StreamYard session a month here. Okay. And so there are my scenes. The next section I want to go to, is my comments. I'm on my comments already. Perfect. Comments. Yes. Comments section. So with my comments, I can display comments. And she says, hey, hit that thumbs up button. And on YouTube, those of you who are watching, so it gives me the ability to display the section. It gives me the ability to hide the comment. I can also star the comment for at a later time for questions, for Q&A. And I can do that as well. I can unstar it. And there are buttons on the side of it where if I have an inappropriate comment, let's say Florence was just kind of saying something a little inappropriate, I can be able to take the necessary steps to remove her from the comment section, either for a period of time or permanently, which that's a feature as well. So that's my comment section. Okay. Next, I want to go to banners. If you're seeing this, let me know if you're kind of having difficulty. If you need me to take this off, let me know. I will take it off. Then there's my banner section. Scroll up to the top. Banner gives you the brand color. So you see my brand color or my name. You can always change that. You see the theme, which I use the bubble. You have the classic. You have the minimal. And then you have the block. You scroll up. There. Then you have the logo. So there's Puddles the duck there. So if a person has the free version, that's the only thing that they're going to get from a logo standpoint. If you want to upload your logo, have a color background, or if you want to have a clear background like I do, there's your logo. Then you have your overlays. I don't really do overlays that much anymore. But when I first started out, when I was trying it out, there's the StreamYard overlay that they would use, but I don't really use overlays anymore. Then you get into video clips. Video clips are good for video intros. If you're going, you got your video outros, but maybe you need to step away for a quick second and get a sip of coffee or a sip of tea or of your favorite beverage. You just pop on this on. Boom. And you're back with the audience. Then you have the background. So you can see my background settings. So I got 3 different. If I just want a plain black background, or if I want to go to my regular colors, there it is. Then you have music. Go down here to scroll down to music. Where'd I go? There we go. Those who are contributing, who've added some stuff. There's my applause. And there's my background music for streaming. So there are my banner sections. Let's jump back over here to the comments section. Mr. Ash says, I have been using StreamYard since it first came out, and it's great. And I have only recently shifted to Ecamm for more technical stuff, and that I understand, because as great as StreamYard can be, there is so much more from an opportunity standpoint that they can work on with this platform. It as they see in their 3 pillars: ease of use, professional, and I forget what the other one is. Someone, if you remember, it's ease of use, stability, and professional. So there's a lot of opportunity where you want more technical control. You want more flexibility of the stream. That's important. That's important. Denise says, jump back over here. Denise says, I want to learn how to do all of this. A video clip with my scribe animating. Do you have to deploy the scribe animation manually, or once you put it into just to play? Yeah, you can, once you upload it, Denise, into the video clip, and when you're ready to kind of play it, if you want to play it during, let's say, if you need to take a step, take a quick break to kind of catch your throat, clear your throat, you could easily pop that clip up. What I want to go back to banner. Yeah, go back to banner. So the same way that you would, if I'm understanding the question, if you want to kind of upload that subscriber animation and you want to put, be right back for like 60 seconds, 120 seconds, you would just hit this. The only difference is you would kind of have be right back, give you the ability to say, hey, click that like button, share, and subscribe to the channel. So that's doable. And so I did get your message on comment on one of the videos. I definitely need to reach out to you by email, so that way we can talk and discuss some ways on how to make that happen for you, Auntie. So you have my commitment to do that. I want to stop sharing for a second. Banners, branding, stop there. Let's go over the comments. I'm going to say good morning to my good man, Mr. Lewis Rollins. I told you, Brother Rollins, I was going to be doing this. So grab your pen, your pad. And I know you said you had some interest in wanting to learn StreamYard. And so I understand you just joining, but you can also catch the replay. Glad you're here. All right. So we talked about banners. We talked about branding. And I'm missing anything else. The other part is the studio panels, which I'm not going to display, but in the studio panel, it gives me the ability to bring in guests, put guests into the guest room until I'm ready to bring them on. And, I call that the studio panel. Along with the studio panel also, that has the ability to mute my mic, stop my video, do my screen sharing. Oh, that's what I want to do, screen sharing. So let's go back to screen sharing for a second. And this, you guys, you see pretty much all the time, but for the purpose of this demonstration of this session, I want to at least kind of show this. Boom, screen sharing. That's why I am still on. Oh, I need to stop screen sharing. Let's go back here. So let's stop screen sharing. Stop screen sharing. Perfect. Okay. That's stopped. And then I want to go to screen share. Seeing this all in real time. Windows. Bop. Bop. All right. So screen sharing. Why is screen sharing important? Well, maybe you want to do a slide presentation. And so you want to highlight something in your runner show that you've talked about. And so you can see I'm kind of highlighting on the comment section, where the comment section allows you to display a comment, which we did. It allows me to star a comment, and it helps me to be able to address an inappropriate comment that may have been pulled up that I don't, appreciate being made, that unfortunately can be disrespectful to me or disrespectful to the community. And so, I appreciate individuals like Florence who wanted to help out from a live streaming moderator aspect to say we need to protect the community. We need to make sure that the community has the right people coming in, and they're not saying or doing anything that can be inappropriate to us as a community. So I appreciate her. I want to publicly say that. And so also with screen sharing, it gives me the ability to pull up my summary. So what we talked about today? We talked about StreamYard plans. We've talked about the importance of creating a broadcast, which gives me the ability to do pre-records like Ash is a big fan of, or doing a live stream. We talked about scene selections. We talked about the comment sections. We've talked about the banner section. We've talked about branding section, and we talked about the studio panel. So this is what we've kind of covered in this beginner's tutorial on StreamYard. And so again, who is StreamYard for? You kind of putting my sales hat on back when I used to be in sales, working for a financial institution, such as they're no longer of here in the tri-state area of New York, where I used to work with HSBC. HSBC used to have different types of checking accounts. You have free checking, you have premier checking, and you had some other checking, that select checking. And so a person coming in and want a checking account, they say, hey, I just want a free checking. I want a free checking, and I just want to pay no fees. And someone sees all these different plans for StreamYard. So which is a good plan for you? Well, it's kind of based on your needs. Looking at, are you a person who wants to get away from, branding, not having the ability to brand, and not being able to control and put up comments? You want to get away from that? You want to do that? Well, StreamYard is going to be the type of platform that's going to help you to level up. If you need 1080p and you want to have the extra camera feature, and you want to have multiple participants and on-air webinar, the professional plan may be another. So based on your goals, based on your needs, is how you're going to determine the right plan for you as a streamer. All right. And so what is your biggest takeaway from this session this morning on StreamYard? Let me know in the chat. Give me a C for a comment, or if you have a question regarding StreamYard, and maybe you have StreamYard, you have the free plan, but you have a question regarding the basic or the pro, let me know, and we can have a discussion here. And again, this is not sponsored by StreamYard, but I wanted to share my testimony. Also, you will find in the description section, if you are new and you haven't purchased, set up an account with StreamYard yet, and you want to start looking to stream on StreamYard, I have a referral link which will give you your first month's free with StreamYard. I do get a kickback from StreamYard where I end up benefiting from you signing up. So I want to give that disclaimer out, but the description is in the link. It only works if you don't have an account with StreamYard. If you already have an account with StreamYard and you have activated it and it's on the free plan, but you're not using it, that referral link won't work, but it's okay. If you need more help in terms of tutorials, we're going to look to offer classes on how to better use StreamYard. So I'm looking at coming up with some ways when we can do that. There will be a cost to it. So, just for time and effort and putting everything together and the materials that you can take. But there you have. So there is today's topic on StreamYard. Let me jump back over here. My recommendation to clients is to always first for the first paid plan, and which is the pro. Or the pro is an overkill, and not worth the money, in my opinion. Hey, that's a good point. That's a good point. Sometimes when people who are our clients, I know you work with a lot of mortgage brokers on your other channel, Ash, and they're looking to provide a live stream platform. It can be an overkill when you look at everything that they have, that their professional plan has. It can, but it also can, depending on the type of business, um, business or clients that are out there. As I'm starting to connect more and more with faith-based um, organizations, pastors, churches. Like you said, I'm always kind of saying, hey, look, you want to look at the pro plan. Also kind of looking at, their website, looking at their social media presence. If they have a social media presence and a website, that kind of helps steer me and you to make sure that they're not grabbing something that's of an overkill. Great point. Auntie says, what happens if you delete a broadcast? Am I gonna getting close to recording hour? You don't want to delete the broadcast, Auntie, but you want to basically you can clear up that your recording hours, where you can basically free up recording hours. You never want to delete the broadcast, because I believe if you delete the broadcast, you can also end up deleting, I think, from it impacting on the YouTube side, because I know you live stream on YouTube. I think it can have an impact on the YouTube broadcast as well. I will find out for sure on how deleting broadcasts can impact the video on the YouTube side. But you want to free up the recording, so you never delete the broadcast, but you want to free up the hours. And again, when we get together, I can definitely show you that. But that's important. Great question, because I believe you only have up to 50 hours. And so one of the things in 2024 I have to look at doing is getting myself storage so I can kind of store and save recordings for myself, because I want to, 50 hours of recording to go to the professional plan. Like I said, that could possibly be an overkill for me, but I want to save my recordings. I heard um, Tanya Smith making an important statement on a live stream she was doing last week about the importance of owning your content. We're already using rented space on these platforms to be able to do our live streams, but though we're using rented space, we should be owning our content. And one of the ways you can own your content is saving the content, where you can go back to it at a later date and reuse it or repurpose it, versus being in a situation like StreamYard and only having up to 50 hours, and you have to free up recording space. And once you free up that recording space, you don't have the ability to re-download it back. I think you can download it on YouTube side, but you lose the ability after a period of time of downloading on StreamYard. So you want to own your content. Great question. How do you play a video without the participants in the background? Great question. Well, let me show you. I know you just joined us, so if I want to play a video, I can do it a couple of ways. I can pull up a video through screen sharing and display it and share it through a screen selection. As a matter of fact, let's do this. I'm going to show you two ways. I'm going to show you two ways. So here's the first way you can share a video without participants share. And I'm going to do this only because I need to pull up another video, which is the reason why I want to utilize this for two purposes. One, to show you a video playing without participants. All right, so that's the first way. Here's the second way. I'm going to share a video with you. I'm not going to upload it through StreamYard's normal screen share file, but that's what I need to do. Why are you not doing? Take your time. There we go. I think it may be time for me to get a new Stream Deck. Maybe time. Windows. Boom. All right. You guys are those of you who are joining me live are going to get a sneak preview of a short content video I'm going to be posting on YouTube in February. So let's do that there. Okay, perfect. You're going to see a preview of a video. All right. Let me stop that right quick. Okay, perfect. So there's your second way of sharing a video through screen sharing. So regular through the banner clip of sharing a video or through a screen sharing. So those are some of the ways you can do that. Great question. Ashes. Boom. Boom. I'm going to start some of this. These are some great questions here. Asher says, I don't think it does not affect YouTube just deleting the hours once you have no longer need them. Okay, perfect. Thank you for the clarification on that, because I'm always making sure I delete the recording hour space, but I make sure I don't hit the broadcast, deleting the broadcast. So thanks for the clarification on that, Ash. All right. Denise says, I bought 100, but I don't want to buy more. Definitely. I can certainly understand that. And again, looking into storage, to being able to store our content and to save is definitely something for us as content creators, in being able to do is becoming more important for us. So that is definitely something we need to look at, all of us. Yes, once it's deleted, it's gone. Lost my podcast. that I had published by doing this. Oh, so okay, there is the consequence of deleting the broadcast. There's the consequence. Right, definitely. No sound, mate. Oh, you didn't get any sound. Oh my, okay. Thanks for telling me that. Okay. But you guys were able to see the video, right? You guys were able to see the video with no sound. Okay, my apologies. My apologies. What we mean is sound. Okay, so there is no sound on the video sharing on the Canva. Gotcha. There was no video. Understand? Gotcha. Because I forgot to hit the sharing, and so that's another point. When you are sharing your screen and you're playing for video, you have to make sure. So let's just do that again. Just for so you see. Let's do that one more time. So you see what happens when you don't. Click there. Okay. I will figure it out later because you guys didn't get the sound. Okay. In the interest of time, I'll figure it out. But my apologies on that. All right. Hey, if you're getting great value out of this live stream show this morning that we're talking about helping you to be able to use StreamYard to help you to level up your live stream show, do me a favor. If you've been watching on here live or on the replay, click that like button for me. Share this on your favorite social media platform. And if you are new here to the Huddle and you want to learn more about tips and tools as on live streaming as a beginner, such as this session that we're doing on StreamYard, subscribe to the channel, click the alert notification button, and join the conversation in the live chat or the comment section. All right, we're going to wrap this up, take a couple more comments. And I want to thank everyone for making this as interactive. Oriana's, appreciate you providing. She says, fire. All right. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to hear and see. Perfect. Mr. Ash, start this. This is great. A great show today. Perfect. All right. So that lets me know we can move on to next month's StreamYard and get into some more of their features and being a little more advanced on doing that. So we can definitely move on. Like I figured I'm going to do this once a month with StreamYard and just, my own uses of it. Again, this is not sponsored by them. But I'm sharing my testimonial and just sharing to you guys my behind the scenes stuff of what I'm doing with StreamYard. And like I said, next week's guest, you may be an individual who want to use StreamYard, but you want to also have the ability to have more control on scenes and banners and animations and pulling up comments. Well, things like Ecamm and OBS Studios gives you the ability to do that. And so next week, we're going to have John Lacey from Live Streaming with John Lacey on a YouTube channel, along with his co-host, Sam Proof. I've been kind of watching those guys now for over the last couple of months, reached out to them and say, hey, would you mind being a guest on the show? And so because John is in Australia, we're going to have the live stream show interview at 8:00 Saturday night next week, 8:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Saturday night. This is, again, I'm making, a concession for John. I know Sam was like maybe 3 hours behind. He's on the West Coast, but because John is in Australia, I had to say, okay, it's either pre-record or live stream. And I just want the live stream engagement, being able to pull up the chat. So that's going to be a one-time thing for him to bring him on, because Saturday night is really Sunday morning for him. So want to mark your calendar for that. It's already published on the channel. Okay, perfect. Denise says, Okay, no worries. Great content. Thanks. Perfect. Perfect. So, hey, this has been good. This has been good. I figure, okay, we'll do a session on StreamYard. We're going to do a session on OBS Studios, and I have to find someone who like Ash. I noticed you said you're using Ecamm, so maybe me and you can have a conversation, bring you on and do the Ecamm tutorial. So I'm going to create a playlist of for beginners who are looking to find the right live streaming software or tools. So I want to put a playlist together, one for StreamYard, one for OBS, one for Ecamm, one for Restream. I keep hearing about OneStream, but I got to do some homework on them. And because none of these are sponsored, so I can do that and provide a platform. Now, if one of them come to me and say, "Hey, look, we really appreciate with some of the stuff that you did, and in particular on our product and on our tools, we want to work with you on a brand deal opportunity," then we'll talk then. But until then, I'm just going to be able to add value. Because again, we kind of rebranded the channel since coming back 4 months ago, being off 4 months ago, and say we need to kind of share tips and tools for live stream beginners, content creators who are beginners, and even those who are who've been doing this for a while, but they need some help. And sometimes you're working and doing live streaming, you need to be able to reach out to someone who can answer questions or bounce ideas off with. So that's what we want to do here at the Huddle. I think I pulled that one up. Tell us more about next week. Oh yeah, next week's guest, John. John is a live streamer, podcaster, who's been live streaming and podcasting for the last I want to say 3 to 5 years. Their specialty, John and Sam's specialty from being on their channel, is they really specialize in OBS studios, helping individuals to learn OBS studios, to be able to create scenes, to be able to use their plugins, to really address and to debunk the myth that OBS studios is just too intimidating as a platform to use. And I've heard people say that to me, that when they were beginning to look for a live streaming platform to use, whether web-based or something you have to install in your computer, that I would hear people make comments and say OBS Studios is just too daunting. It's too intimidating. I call them OBS evangelists. They really believe in OBS. I'll send you Ash his link on LinkedIn so you can do a little research on him. So make sure we do that. And so I wanted to provide them that platform. One, for collaboration purposes, and two, it helps me to be able to kind of create that replay video on OBS Studios if a person wants to look at that. Okay, no worries. Great content. Okay, perfect. All right, I think I hit all comments as best I can. I've gotten myself a work on using StreamYard. So, hey, I appreciate you guys so much. Someone had said to me, "Oh, you're back creating content on the Huddle. Oh, what happened with the other channel you were doing?" I had to learn how to listen to my community. There were enough of you guys in the community that was reaching out to me and say, "Hey, I appreciate this second channel you're doing, and you wanted to take a break, but we really need you back over here to the Huddle." I really miss the Huddle community. I think Denise, when she first came back and we knew we were live, she says, "Man, I miss being with the community." Even though we're a small group, I had to appreciate, to value each one of you and what you bring to the table and what you bring to me and encouraging me. And so I'm learning to stop trying to control things that I can't control, and only control what I can control, which is learn how to make great quality content, learn how to make compelling titles, learn how to make great thumbnails, learn how to make a great opening hook on each live stream show or short I do, and we're going. As you saw the video clip with no sound, we're going to start posting short form videos in February. So I'm in the process of researching and finding me a video editor, someone I can bring on, so I can start doing video editing, because I did a deep dive in my analytics and looking at my analytics over the last 90 days and then looking at my analytics over the last year. There was clearly a glaring hole in my platform and why it's not growing. And it's not growing for the simple fact is I'm not doing any short form videos. And because I'm not doing short form videos, it is playing a major part in why the channel is not growing. And I want the channel to grow. I want to meet certain monetization requirements. And so I have to control what I control. And that means do live streams, do shorts, and do short form videos between 2 to 3 minutes that are well edited and that have some quality B-roll to them, and leave the rest into the viewer's hands, who watch the video. And yes, I can hear you, Ash, even though you haven't put it into the chat. Yes, this is the year I have to start doing podcasting. This is the year. If I want the channel to grow, if I can meet certain requirements, because I've did this enough of just live streams and shorts without short form videos, and the analytics have spoken very clear to me on why the channel slowly grows the way it is. The analytics has clearly shown that I have to niche down as much as I can. So I said I'm going to stay into this arena of live streaming and helping people on live streaming, helping individuals who are pastors, ministerial leaders on live streaming. I'm not going to get into doing Bible studies and faith-based content, but it was interesting. I was watching a video clip of a pastor I was thinking about this morning, and the audio was just so bad. And this was a video that was posted maybe 3 weeks ago. The audio was just so bad. And I said, okay, now I know why this person came to my mind. And that means I need to reach out to them and say, hey, look, if you ever need help on live streaming, help on putting together YouTube videos, boom, I have a YouTube channel that will help you. So I'm niching down. I'm going after pastors and leaders in live streaming, but I'm also going after the beginners, and I need to put together the rest of the content that I need to. So I said all that to say thank you for bringing me back, each and every one of you, for reaching out to me so that I wouldn't be over somewhere else that I just completely don't need to be. Man, there's a lot of comments here. Okay. A couple more comments and we're going to, my channel now is all about short videos on demand. There once started to grow, move into live streaming stuff and then on here. But like you said, you have to add that short form. You have to, because it's interesting, Ash, when I had you on, a year, 2 years ago, when shorts first hit the scene on YouTube, it was instant dopamine of views, instant subscribers. But now shorts have been on YouTube for a while, and I'm seeing how shorts is affecting all of us, unless you have a large subscriber base that gets you maybe easily 200 to 500 views. But if you in that 500 to 1,000 range, you'd be very lucky to get over 1,000 views on a short that gets you quality subscribers that want to watch long form content. And it seems like there is a trend where viewers, though that people keep saying people's attention spans are short, I'm starting to see a trend where people are slowly coming back to short form videos, and people are coming to watch long form live stream videos. And so the shorts, they have their purpose. It's like a trailer, a tease to kind of give you an introduction to what a person's content is about, but that's all it really is. And so great point. And I've definitely, even though on your other channel, that you have for mortgage brokers, I still watch your content because you do you hit on a lot of topics that content creators can learn from as well. And so I appreciate you doing those short form videos. Okay. Get him, Ash. You know what? I'll deal with you later, ma'am. Get him, Ash. Short form content helped me grow, definitely. And it's a foundation. Before shorts ever came around on the scene and before live streaming came on the scene, there was nothing but short form video. All right, guys, where are we at? We at 1 hour. This has been good. This has been good. Rolling and having a conversation with each one of you guys. I truly appreciate it. But we're going to go ahead and bring this train into the station before I get myself in more trouble. And my live stream martyrs like, get him, beat him with a thousand, give him 1,000 whips with a wet noodle. Beat him. Yeah, I tell you, no love. Hey, it's time to close out, but we always close out by simply asking this question to you as a content creator. Do you feel broken today as a content creator? Broken in your emotions, broken in your mindset, broken in your heart, or in because of relationships with people? Do you feel even broken right now and not being able to come up with your next content video and you feel burnt out? I want to encourage you. Broken crayons still color. In the hands of little children, you give them broken crayons out of a basket or a plastic bag and give them some coloring books. In their minds, they're going to create their greatest masterpieces to run to those that they love and say, look what I've colored. And those little children that color ultimately become great engineers, graphic designers, or something else that helps our society. And so what am I saying? You may feel broken, but your next video, your next live stream, your next short that you do is going to be able to impact someone because you understand you need to keep creating as a broken crayon. Creating because you're not broken in your mind, you're not broken in your heart, but you got the right mindset to create something great. Hey, see you next week.